crazy, absolutely ridiculous big DoorDash orders? Are some of them too risky to take, or can you really make some money off of them? Let's dive right into it. Welcome back to the channel, Kim from Kim's Side Money Plans. In today's video, we are going to talk about risky DoorDash orders. I'm talking about the ones that appear like really big money on the surface, but are they worth some of the risk in taking them? I'm going to get right to the point. So this order came in last night for $56 for 29 miles. 1 pickup and 2 drop-offs. At first, any driver who sees $56 sees like money signs flashing in front of their eyes, right? $56 is a lot of money. But I always encourage all drivers to use the full time that they give you to make a decision like this one, because to me this is a big decision. Because when you see 29 miles, yes, 29 miles, some of it was highway driving, some of it was not. For me, this is how I thought of it. How long do I think it's going to take me to complete this order? This was a merchant pickup. Will it be ready at the merchant? Will both of these orders be meet at the door? Yes, they were. Will I hit traffic because it's during traffic time? If I decline this order, will I make $56 in the same amount of time? Maybe. But this is guaranteed $56 when I complete it in just one order. I will have half of my night in after this is done. So in 70 seconds, because it's a stacked order, I have to determine if I should really take this order. Am I making the right decision? I know some of us second guess ourselves. I know sometimes I do. But stick around with me for this entire video, because you're going to want to know if I took the order like this, and should you take it as well if it comes to your phone. Before we even go any further, let me know right now if you would have taken this order. While you're commenting, consider subscribing to this channel. Okay, so I know you are all wondering, did I absolutely take this crazy big order? Hell yeah, I did. It was $56. The way I looked at it, if it took me a whole 2 hours to complete, which I was confident it absolutely wouldn't, I would still make $25 per hour. Now, many of you are thinking, but Kim, the miles. My gut reaction is, who cares? It's $56. When you're trying to make as much money as possible, sometimes you just throw caution to the wind and you just take the order. If it was going to a town or a neighborhood that I felt I wasn't going to be safe in, come on, common sense, I would have declined it. No money is ever really worth the risk, especially when it comes to your safety. But here's a logical side to this order, so stick with me for this one. Take a guess how many miles you would actually have to drive regular food delivery to make $56 on the DoorDash platform. If you stick to your driver's gun, which I know some of you do, and some of you have the minimum of $2 per mile, my minimum is $1 per mile, guess what you would have driven? 28 miles. And that's on the low side, just by picking up and dropping off. And I'm going to guess more than 2 deliveries. It might have really been 4 to 6 deliveries opposed to just 2 drop-offs. But unless you dash along the way, you still need to get back, and honestly, you're burning more miles in this order. So you kind of have to outweigh if it really is worth you taking. So is this DoorDash order really worth it? Well, it took me exactly 1 hour and 18 minutes to complete and 20 minutes back. So total time from start to finish, a little over an hour and a half. Timing wise, it was awesome, right? Who doesn't want $56 in under an hour and a half? Total time from start to finish, an hour and a half. It's nice to know that I had more than half of my goal in the first hour and a half of my shift. When does that ever happen? Both orders were handed to me, which, man, oh my God, it was a pain because both of them had to sign for the order on my phone. And of course, one wasn't responding to me at the doorstep. I called, I texted, I do it everything. I set the timer. They had 39 seconds on the timer to spare, and finally they opened the door. I was like, oh, really? The last customer was interesting. I'm gonna go with that. He came out in a robe. Yes, only a robe. And I really don't want to think beyond him being in a robe. Oh, gross. Now, the order he had was quite big and heavy, and he just watched me completely unload it as he just sat there, a true gentleman. But I don't want to think, I want to know what would have happened to the robe if he actually did help me. You know, to make it worse, I go to ask him for his signature on my phone, and he gave me a really hard time because he didn't understand why he had to sign for the order. Red flags were going up all over the place, and I explained to him that it's to verify that he actually received his purchase, and then he finally sighed after being grumpy and grumbling under his breath. Yeah, fun times, right? These two drop us annoying as hell. Yes, it almost made it for me not worth it because of that experience. But honestly, in all things put aside, was it worth it? In my opinion, yes. With the slowness of these apps, especially during the summer, $56 is hard to come by, never alone in one offer, but it's all in the eyes of the beholder, right? It's truly up to you as a driver. You have to make your own decisions. For me, it was the right decision to make. For you, it might not be, but you have to make a decision within 70 seconds, right? There is no right or wrong answer to taking this order. Take it or don't take it. It's your choice and your decision to make. Run your business the way that you want to run it. That's the key. This is a business, right? The only thing I encourage each and every driver to do is do not make a split decision and think the orders through completely. Like I said, you had 70 seconds. Think about it before you take it. Like I said earlier, don't just see dollar signs because it could cost you if you don't, and cost you money through time spent on these orders if you don't know your market and also your restaurant. So let me know if you have ever taken orders just like this one, and were they worth the risk and worth your time in taking it? Don't forget to consider subscribing to the channel as you're leaving that comment. And guys, I'll see you in the next video. Remember, kindness is always free. Bye, everyone.